I know you wanted me to go back to Cold Stone, and if I'm honest, I did too a little bit. As I start this brand new journey of opening my own place, I just wanted to go back to the place where it all started. Never in a million years when I was 15 years old and I started working here did I ever think that I would eventually quit and move on and try to open my own place. But coming back here reminded me that I didn't do this. It's actually us. We did this, me and you. Without you, I would still just be some dude working at an ice cream place, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. And that's why as I build this ice cream place, I want to build it for us. I have tons of fun ideas that I think that you would like, but if you have some cool ideas, let me know. I'd love to read them in the comments. We're gonna scoop out some sweet cream ice cream. If you noticed, I did reverse grip on my spades. That's because it was super hard today. I don't know what was going on. For this one, we need a pretty big ball because we're making an hour size, which is a quart of ice cream. Since I wasted so much time scooping it up, it's gonna be a little hard to throw. It's gonna want to stick to the spades, but we're still gonna do it anyway. Now you know it's time to chop, fold this all together. So we're gonna go ahead and make a little well in the middle so we can put all of our toppings in it. This one's gonna get caramel and fudge. Both of these bottles are feeling a little light, so this might be a struggle to get this out, but we're gonna do it. After the caramel and fudge comes pecans, or as you might say, pecans. You might be looking at the stone trying to figure out what all the white stuff is. It's just the frost that forms from all the moisture in the air getting stuck to the cold surface and then freezing. Once we have our caramel, fudge, and pecans, it's time to add our brownie. This one came in a huge chunk. Now it's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to chop, fold this all together. To make it the easiest to chop up, you want to put the caramel and fudge first, then the pecans, then the brownie, so that you can really make sure you chop the brownie up, but then it doesn't get too sticky from the caramel and fudge. It seems like such a little difference, but if you do it the other way around, it's gonna be a huge mess. Since this is such a large ball of ice cream, we're gonna go ahead and cut this in half so it's easier to put it into our container. Like I said, this is a quart of ice cream. That's a fourth of a gallon. Once we have our 2 balls of ice cream, we're gonna go ahead and grab our quart container. These ones are just white because there's shortages on stuff. For the longest time, I used to be afraid to throw ice cream into these containers, but let's just do it anyway for fun. You want to make sure you clean off your spade and that it's just a little bit wet so that your ice cream doesn't stick to the spade when you want to throw it. Once the ball's in the container, you want to go ahead and smush that all down so you can fit all the rest of the ice cream in there. It is pretty risky to try to throw this large amount of ice cream, but whatever, let's just do it. Once again, you want to make sure you get your spade nice and wet before you throw it. Now that the second ball's in there, we're going to go ahead and smush that down and then smooth out the top so you can fit the lid on there nicely. There's a bunch of little bits left on the stone, so you want to scrape those off with your spade too and then just smooth it on the top. Make sure you always clean up after yourself, so put your spades away and then get your scraper and clean off the stone. It's always the worst if you go scoop out ice cream, you go put on the stone and there's just a giant mess waiting for you. Remember those waffles we threw on a few minutes ago? I think they're probably a little overdone now, but let's take them off. We're just gonna make these into waffle cones, so you just want to fold it up a little bit and then fold it over and then fold over the other side. I know it's way too fast, but I do have more in-depth videos if you want to see how to do it. If you made it to the end, you know what we do. We pick an emoji for you to comment down below. I figured since I want to hear your ideas, let's do the ear emoji. And of course, thank you because